Yeah, man.
It's not what people would expect.
Yeah.
Do you, so in terms of like, so I'm here with Jeremy from Outsiders. How would you define Outsiders? And like, if you could do it in one word, what would that word be?
I'd have to give a few words. We're an outdoor adventure social club where you use a sense of belonging for folks, a sense of adventure, and what's the third word? Maybe rejuvenation in a way, like getting out and outside with people, being active, nature as well, like getting that fresh air. It's just a different kind of social environment.
Do you find that like a lot of people that you go on these adventures with have like a little bit of trepidation or like a little bit scared before they take the adventure?
I think when they don't know what to expect, for sure. People hear adventure club and they think, 10,000 foot climb and so on. The thing is, we do everything for the most part where anyone, any level can come at any level, right? So I can understand people's fears behind it. And there are some things that we do that induce a little fear and adrenaline, like climbing, for example. But the point of our organization is to be more of a social club. So people come for a social environment. It's an alternative to being in the bars and restaurants on the weekend trying to meet people and socialize.
Yeah, I love that. As long as there's no slots, like count me in.
No what?
Slots, man. I hate slots.
I mean, I'll try to find some slots in that case.
Is that a legitimate fear? Like a slot? Have you heard that?
You're allowed to be afraid of whatever you want. I knew somebody who was afraid of cheese. Cheese. Afraid of cheese.
I wonder what that is. Quesophobia? Like, what is it?
Something.
Well, speaking of fears, like something that's fear has been a big part of my life. Like it's both been something that's held me back, but it's also been something that when I faced it has unlocked this like new aspect of me that I didn't really know about. So let's get to the nitty gritty. What do you fear, Jeremy?
Oof. There's like, where are we going with this right now? First off, and I'm asking because we can go like your typical fear of heights. We can go fear of failure. We can dive into like childhood trauma stuff and be like fear of abandonment. So, okay, if I'm trying to think about that.
What about right now? Like, what's something that you're scared of right now in your life?
Fear of failure for sure. Maybe even fear of, in a way, being alone. What else? Maybe I don't want to say accepted because I like being different from the norm, but not getting validation is also but like in a healthy way. I don't need validation for everyone for everything I do. I actually go against the grain for a lot of things I do in life, but there's a lot of things. I don't know. It's a good question.
Yeah. And one thing that you said that was pretty interesting to me was like the fear of being alone, which is ironic because you run a social club, right?
Yeah, but it's funny. I run a social club, but when you're the leader, the person running, you're not exactly part of the group, right? You're the one in charge. So when you're an entrepreneur working for a small business without an office, you spend most of the day alone. Like I live alone. I wake up and go to the gym. I might see the people I know, but I work out alone. I work from like, let's say, a co-working space. I'm working alone for the most part. Then I go home. So on occasions, I'll make plans to hang out with friends or even better, like have someone meet me at this co-working space at work. But entrepreneurship is really lonely. Yeah.
Yeah, I can feel you on that. Well, I mean, I guess like the only thing left to do is to like face that fear. So like, if you could come up with a dare, right? Yeah. And it could be a series of dares, because sometimes you think of like one dare, that's not going to be enough, right? As you know that as like an entrepreneur, like you take one step, that's just one step. It's an important step, but there's a long journey ahead. So like, what's one thing that you could dare yourself to do to face that loneliness?
I think there's a few steps, right? I think first and foremost, get out of your comfort zone, right? Staying in your environment, like the routine I just told you, you're staying in that routine, you're stuck in that routine. So breaking out of your routine is definitely helpful. Outside of that, like making yourself vulnerable, going to speaking to people that you don't know, and taking the risk of rejection. And I don't just mean dating, just like introducing yourself to random people. Just making an effort, consider effort to put yourself out there, knowing that there's always a risk where you may not get the response you want. But for the most part, I feel like if you put the right foot forward and you go with the right intention, it's gonna be well received.
Dude. Well, if there's anything I could do like to help you through your fear, I mean, just know like you're a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
You're never alone. If you ever feel that way,
I appreciate it. I actually do take the steps to connect with friends and do that stuff. So I'm actively doing that, and I've been doing it. I know I speak from this fear, saying if I didn't take these steps, it'd be a lot harder. But I am taking the steps to make sure I do that. I mean, of course, there's lonely days, but I feel like everyone has those lonely days. I think it's also important to have days when you're alone and just sitting there. So I'm not disregarding your offer. I'll take that offer anytime for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I make sure to take the steps and be proactive.
Yeah, and you said a good thing there. Like, even though being alone is a fear, it also is something that could be beneficial. Like spending that time alone is a crucial part of like developing your sense of self. So like you've already managed to kind of embrace that fear and then express your own individuality through it, because I'm being genuine. I don't know anyone like you. I don't know anyone that does things like you. I don't know anyone as good looking as you. I know you're still holding on to that Kohl's ad that I'm gonna get you. This is the face of Midwest Kohl's right here.
Midwest Dad Kohl's, right? Yeah. You've been talking about getting this like this modeling contract with Kohl's for years. I know it's big money. I haven't seen it yet, so you owe it to me.
My email's in their inbox. Mr. Kohl's isn't hit me back yet.
No one likes a liar.
No one likes a liar. That is true. But so I'll be actually interviewing Jeremy coming up soon. We're going to get into a deep dive of podcast, talking about fears, talking about instances in his life where he faced his fears. But Jeremy, dude, good talking with you, and excited to hang out with you the rest of the night.
I'm down. I appreciate the invite. This is fantastic. And there was a great concept. Don't give up. Keep pushing forward. As an entrepreneur, I know there's ups and downs. Don't let the downs deter you. Those who succeed are the ones that stick to it and keep pushing.
Facts. You heard it from him. Who else do you need to hear it from? Look at him, dude. You're not going to listen to him. You're not going to listen to no one. Dare City. We out here. Outsiders, New York.
We're outside. Let's go.
All right, bro. Cool, man.
Yeah. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Goodbye.
Now we got deeper over there, you know?